Good evening, and welcome to the Crypto Overnighter. I'm Nicodemus, and I will be your host as we take a look at the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. And remember, none of this is financial advice. And it's 10 p.m. on Sunday, July 30th, 2023. Welcome back to the Crypto Overnighter, where we have no sponsors, no hidden agendas, and no BS. But we do have the news, so let's talk about that. From Minnesota's acceptance of crypto campaign donations to the scandalous indictment of a U.S. congressman, we're diving deep into the turbulent waters where politics and crypto collide. Then we'll shift gears and look at the crumbling traditional banking system. Another one bites the dust, folks. We'll also discuss the SEC's latest assault on crypto, stirring up a storm in the industry. But that's not all. As we navigate the global crypto landscape, we'll touch down in Peru, where the government is tightening its grip on exchanges, and then jet off to Israel, where they're taking a novel approach to decentralized autonomous organizations. And if you thought that was the end of the trip, hold on to your hats. We're heading to the BRICS nations, where debates on a common currency and expansion are making waves. But don't worry, we won't leave you without some lighter fare. We'll take a detour to the British Museum and its exciting venture into the Metaverse. Minnesota recently joined the small group of U.S. states that allow political campaign committees to accept donations in cryptocurrency. However, there is a catch. The state's new rules, effective from July 2023, mandate that these crypto donations must be converted into U.S. dollars within a 5-day period. And any price changes that occur within this grace period must be separately reported in campaign finance reports. This decision came about after the state's Campaign Finance and Public Disclosure Board received inquiries from campaign teams curious about the procedures for accepting crypto donations. Despite the green light, potential recipients of such donations are cautious due to the volatility of digital assets and concerns about the identity of crypto donors. In a separate incident, a Republican Congressman, George Santos of New York, found himself in hot water. And it's not the first time for this clown. Santos was indicted for his alleged involvement in a fraudulent Nigerian prince crypto scam. According to the New York Times, Santos and two associates approached a wealthy investor with a scheme that involved helping a Polish citizen unfreeze his funds to purchase crypto assets. The plan seemed suspiciously similar to the now infamous Nigerian prince email fraud. As such, it raised immediate skepticism. Santos now faces 13 felony charges, including misrepresentation of his earnings, embezzlement of campaign funds, and unemployment fraud. If convicted, he could face up to 20 years in prison. These two stories highlight the increasing intersection of politics and cryptocurrency. In Minnesota, the acceptance of crypto donations by political campaigns is a significant step toward mainstream acceptance of digital currencies. Now, in my opinion, this requirement to convert donations into U.S. dollars within 5 days reflects the ongoing concerns about the volatility of these assets. This move could potentially open up new avenues for campaign financing, but it also raises questions about transparency and the potential for misuse. On the other hand, the indictment of Congressman Santos serves as a stark reminder of the potential for fraud and deception in the crypto space. The alleged involvement of a U.S. representative in a scam reminiscent of the notorious Nigerian prince fraud scheme underscores the need for vigilance and due diligence in all crypto transactions. It also raises questions about the ethical implications of politicians engaging in such activities and the potential impact on their political careers. Although I think Santos' political career was probably done well before he ever got indicted. These developments underscore the complex and often controversial relationship between politics and cryptocurrency. As digital currencies become more mainstream, their intersection with politics is likely to become more frequent and potentially more contentious. It's clear that while cryptocurrencies offer new opportunities for political fundraising, they also present new challenges and risks. As for Congressman Santos, his case serves as a cautionary tale about the importance of maintaining ethical standards in political life. But before we get too deep in the murk of politics, let's bring our attention back home. How are our old-fashioned financial institutions faring in these transformative times? Spoiler alert, not so great. If you're not already sold on the future of crypto, our next segment just might push you over the edge. The Heartland Tri-State Bank of Elkhart, Kansas was closed on July 29th. That's when the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation stepped in to take control. This marks yet another blow to the United States banking system, which has been grappling with a series of crises. The bank's closure follows the dramatic collapse of Silicon Valley Bank in March and the acquisition of the troubled First Republic Bank by JP Morgan in May after rescue efforts failed. Heartland Tri-State Bank had approximately $139 million in total assets and $130 million in total deposits as of March. The FDIC estimates that the cost to the Deposit Insurance Fund will be $54.2 million. This fund is an insurance fund created by Congress in 1933 and managed by the FDIC to protect deposits in the nation's banks. Looking at the bigger picture, the closure of Heartland Tri-State Bank is not an isolated incident. It's part of a larger trend of banking crises in the U.S. Behind these failures is believed to be rising U.S. interest rates, along with poor risk management from financial institutions. The U.S. Federal Reserve increased its benchmark rate over the last year to 5.25% in July, the highest rate since 2007, all in an effort to bring inflation under control. This situation is causing a ripple effect in the economy. And it's not just the banks that are feeling the heat. The banking industry turmoil is leading to mergers and acquisitions, as with PacWest merging with the Bank of California. So what does this mean for the world of crypto? As traditional banking institutions continue to falter, the appeal of decentralized financial systems grows stronger. Cryptocurrencies offer an alternative to the traditional banking system, one that is not subject to the same risks and regulatory pressures, which is why TradFi is trying so hard to kill crypto in its crib. Because they know, as the distrust in traditional banking grows, so does the enthusiasm for crypto. The banking crisis could well be a catalyst for more people to turn to crypto as a safer, more reliable option. Which all makes sense. Bitcoin was born, in part, as a direct response to one banking crisis. It makes sense that subsequent troubled times would see more interest in non-sovereign monies. After all, in the world of crypto, there are no banks, so no bank closures, no FDIC, and no banking crisis. While the traditional banking system is crumbling, the fight between crypto and regulators is heating up. Trust me, folks, if you think that bank failures are exciting, wait till you hear about the SEC's latest moves against crypto. If you are as frustrated as I am with these bureaucrats and their hidden agendas, don't forget to subscribe and get the latest news right here on the Crypto Overnighter. John Deaton is a pro-XRP lawyer. He recently criticized the United States Securities Exchange Commission for its actions against the crypto industry. Deaton argues that the SEC's actions are driven by a broader motive to safeguard corporate capitalism rather than prioritizing the protection of investors. He specifically points out the SEC's actions targeting Coinbase and Ripple as examples of this assault on cryptocurrencies. Deaton expressed his belief that the U.S. operates within a framework of corporate capitalism rather than a genuine capitalist system. He criticizes the SEC for its allocation of limited resources towards Section 5 cases and its focus on targeting the secondary market on exchanges instead of addressing fraud within the crypto space. This approach, he argues, could potentially hinder innovation and impede the growth of the developing cryptocurrency industry. Deaton also takes issue with the SEC's opposition to retail investors participating as friends of the court in the Ripple case. This stance, he suggests, shows a reluctance to consider the views of retail investors, further solidifying the perception that the regulatory body may prioritize the interest of larger financial institutions over those of individual investors. In another development, the DC court has overturned a ruling by the SEC ordering that SPIKES index securities should be treated as futures rather than securities futures. This decision has been described as arbitrary and capricious and raises further questions about the SEC's approach to regulation. These developments highlight a major concern about the perceived double standard in crypto regulation. The SEC's differing approach to various industry players could impede innovative startup growth while potentially favoring more established entities. This is a clear indication of the ongoing power shifts affecting cryptocurrency in the U.S. economy and the global economy. As the crypto industry continues to evolve, it's crucial for regulatory bodies to strike a balance between protecting investors and fostering innovation. While we grapple with regulators here in the States, let's take a minute to check in on the global stage. What's new in the land of llamas and the Holy Land? Let's find out. But before we do, don't forget to hit that like button and help us spread the word about the financial revolution that is crypto. Turning our eyes to global finance, we have two significant stories tonight, one from Peru and the other from Israel, both of which highlight the increasing global attention on regulating the crypto space. In Peru, the government is tightening its grip on the crypto exchanges. The country's Superintendency of Banking, Insurance, and AFB has mandated that all cryptocurrency exchanges must comply with anti-money laundering regulations. This move is a clear indication that the Peruvian government is taking the crypto industry seriously and is keen on ensuring that it operates within the bounds of the law. They gave exchanges a 30-day period to comply with these regulations, which include implementing a risk management system and reporting any suspicious transactions to the authorities. Meanwhile, halfway across the globe, Israel is taking a different approach. The Israeli Ministry of Finance has announced the creation of a multi-agency team tasked with proposing rules for the regulation of DAOs. This team will look at the various areas of DAO regulation, including corporate status determination and taxation. The ministry believes that regulating DAOs will help create legal certainty, reduce risk factors, and realize the potential for the Israeli economy. So, what's going on with all this? This move by Peru is a classic example of a government trying to control and regulate the crypto industry. By enforcing AML regulations, the Peruvian government is attempting to prevent illegal activities such as money laundering and terrorism financing. However, this could also stifle innovation and discourage potential new players in the market. On the other hand, Israel's approach is more forward-thinking. By focusing on DAOs, the Israeli government is acknowledging the potential of blockchain technology beyond just crypto. DAOs represent a new form of organization that could revolutionize various sectors, from finance to governance. By seeking to regulate DAOs, Israel is positioning itself as a leader in the blockchain space. So what does this mean for us? Honestly, it's kind of a mixed bag. On the one hand, we have governments like Peru that are trying to control and regulate the industry, which would hinder innovation. On the other hand, we have countries like Israel that are embracing the potential of blockchain technology and are looking to regulate it in a way that fosters growth and innovation. But let's not forget, we're in this for the long haul. We believe in the transformative power of cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. We're not afraid of a little regulation. In fact, we welcome it. Because with regulation comes legitimacy, and with legitimacy comes mainstream adoption. And that's what we're all about. From individual countries to the blocs, the advancement of crypto is unrelenting. The BRICS nations are no stranger to this either. But what does their alliance mean for the world? While we find out, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. The BRICS nations are an economic bloc made of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Russia's Deputy Prime Minister, Alexei Overchuk, has suggested that the upcoming BRICS summit could see discussions around the creation of a common BRICS currency. This move could potentially challenge the dominance of the US dollar in global trade. However, the idea is not without its detractors. South Africa's diplomat in charge of BRICS relations, Anil Suklal, has stated that a BRICS currency is just not on the agenda. In addition, there are rumors that the BRICS group might unveil a gold-backed currency during the summit. This could further erode the US dollar status as the world's dominant currency. However, Russia's central bank governor has cautioned that a BRICS currency will require the consent of numerous parties, and she foresees potential challenges in its implementation. The BRICS nations are not just grappling with the idea of a common currency, but also with the question of expansion. China is pushing for a rapid expansion of the bloc, but this move is being resisted by India and Brazil. Both countries have their reasons for wanting to slow down the enlargement. Brazil is worried about the potential for the alliance to become a counterweight to the US and the EU, while India seeks strict rules for the association of other countries without formally expanding BRICS. The upcoming summit in Johannesburg will be a crucial one, as any decision on these matters will require consensus among the current member states. The geopolitical climate is tense, especially between Washington and Beijing, as well as the clash with Russia over its invasion of Ukraine. In light of these developments, it is clear that the world of crypto stands to be significantly impacted. A common BRICS currency could potentially offer an alternative to the US dollar, which could shift the dynamics of global trade. This could affect the value and acceptance of cryptocurrencies. Similarly, the expansion of the BRICS bloc could lead to a broader acceptance and integration of cryptocurrencies in those countries. However, the resistance from India and Brazil shows that this is not a straightforward process. The decisions made at the upcoming summit will undoubtedly have far-reaching implications for the global economy and the world of crypto. Now, from global politics, let's take a detour to the world of art and culture, because crypto isn't just finance and technology. It's about revolutionizing every aspect of our lives, including how we appreciate art and history. If you want to keep learning about these exciting developments, don't forget to follow us on all our platforms. In a recent development, the British Museum announced a partnership with the Sandbox. Now, the Sandbox is a Metaverse development platform. This collaboration aims to integrate the museum into the Metaverse, creating immersive experiences for users to explore world history. The partnership will generate a range of digital collectibles based on various collections within the museum, making these artifacts more accessible to a global audience. The British Museum is not alone in its venture into the metaverse. It's following in the footsteps of other major museums that have already made their mark in the digital realm. For instance, a leading museum in France for modern art recently opened an exhibition at the intersection of art and blockchain. It features renowned NFT collections like CryptoPunks and autoglyphs. The British Museum's foray into the metaverse signifies a broader trend of traditional institutions embracing digital technologies to reach new audiences and adapt to the evolving cultural landscape. This partnership with the Sandbox is a strategic move to digitize the museum's collections and make them more available to a global audience in an interactive and engaging way. The use of NFTs in this context is particularly noteworthy. NFTs have emerged as a powerful tool for digitizing and monetizing art and other forms of cultural heritage. By tokenizing its collections, the British Museum is not only preserving these artifacts in the digital realm, but also opening up possibilities for art ownership, appreciation, and engagement. As I see it, this development is a testament to the growing influence of blockchain technology and the metaverse in our society. It's a clear indication that these digital innovations are not just reshaping the art world, but also transforming how we interact with cultural heritage. So it seems clear that this is a positive development. It shows that blockchain technology is gaining acceptance and being adopted by mainstream institutions. It also underscores the potential of NFTs in the metaverse, further validating enthusiasms for these digital innovations. However, for those who are distrustful of governments and central banks, this development might raise some concerns. As traditional institutions like the British Museum embrace these digital technologies, it could lead to increased regulation and oversight in the crypto space. But for now, the focus should be on the positive aspect of these technologies in making art and culture more accessible and engaging for everyone. So, what happened? Tonight we explore the ever-increasing intersection of politics and crypto, with Minnesota leading the charge by allowing political campaigns to accept crypto donations. However, with the indictment of Congressman Santos in a crypto scam, we're reminded of the pitfalls of this new financial frontier. We also looked at the crumbling traditional banking system as another bank, Heartland Tri-State Bank, closed its doors. As these traditional pillars falter, the appeal of decentralized financial systems strengthens. In regulatory news, the SEC is under fire for its perceived assault on the crypto industry, with Pro-XRP lawyer John Deaton leading the way. This battle highlights the ongoing power shifts affecting the cryptocurrency landscape both in the US and globally. Internationally, we saw Peru enforcing anti-money laundering regulations on crypto exchanges. Meanwhile, Israel is proposing rules for the regulation of decentralized autonomous organizations. These developments reveal a global trend of governments grappling with how to regulate the burgeoning crypto industry. The BRICS nations are contemplating the creation of a common currency, with discussions around a gold-backed currency gaining traction. However, tensions are simmering, with members diverging on the issue of expansion. Finally, we delved into the world of art and culture, where traditional institutions like the British Museum are embracing the metaverse and blockchain technologies, further validating the transformative power of these digital innovations. And that's going to do it for us tonight. I want to thank you, my listeners, because when you stop listening, I will stop talking. If you enjoyed tonight's show, then please like, follow, subscribe, leave a rating, or maybe a review. And in the meantime, we'll see you tomorrow night.